Welcome to By the Railside Podcast Movie Review. With me today, I have Jordan,
Haha.
Jeff,
Yeah,
and not Justin, because Justin has a pain.
head has a pain.
He's
Head
got a
has a
big
pain.
old case of the
Oh,
ouch
head.
strain.
I thought you said he has a pain. I was like, what the? He still has it, I think.
Or does he? Maybe in the future, but now in the past,
Future past.
he's now in pain in the present.
I had a burger.
I had two burgers.
I threw
I
him at the wall.
had I had mashed potatoes, hamburger, gravy, and broccoli.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the story of ordering these burgers before we jump into this movie review. So I go to the drive-thru at Wendy's. Now Wendy's has a deal on right now. It's $4 for a bacon deluxe sandwich. That's a great deal because normally they're like $6.30. So I say, she's like, "Hey, welcome to Wendy's. What can I get for you?" And I say, "Four bacon deluxe sandwiches." And she goes, "Four?" Yes, yes, that is what I just said. Four. She's like, "Okay, is that all?" And two fries. But I just the shock on her mind of me ordering four burgers.
Has this person never had a family drive through the drive-through before? Like, what the fuck?
Apparently she just didn't. I guess maybe just didn't hear anyone else in the car because there was no one else in the car. It was just me.
I mean, you
But
still pick people still pick stuff up for the people at home, right? Like,
No, only single people go to Wendy's.
yeah,
That's the law.
that was yeah.
well, shit.
That's my
All right.
Wendy story.
First important question. Oh wait, we need Jordan to do the
Yeah. So this
TLDR
week
of the movie.
we watched Donald Darko, aka Donnie Darko, aka
Johnny Danko.
yes.
D
Uh,
Danks.
the worst possible summary that I found was a troubled teenager, Donnie Darko, escapes death when a jet engine crashes into his bedroom because he follows a giant bunny leading him outside. The bunny, called Frank, tells him that the world will end in 28 days, which I mean that's not accurate. It was uh
28 days, some hours, some minutes, some seconds.
I typed it because I thought this was going to be important, and it definitely wasn't. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds from October 2nd, 1988. As the final date comes closer and closer, Donnie is drawn into an alarming series of events that may or may not be the product of growing insanity.
Yeah, so the kid was loopy.
Yeah, and he was off his meds, and then he was on his meds, and his mom was a bitch, but not a bitch.
Then his meds were placebos, and then he started jerking off in the therapist's office.
Well, hypnotized, so that wasn't really his fault.
Yeah,
And then
hypno jerks.
he got hit. His girlfriend got hit by a car, and then it didn't actually.
I did not remember that part.
I think you may not have watched the director's cut.
Yeah, I watched the director's cut this time, and it really makes the movie a lot better.
Yeah, like there was a scene when they were watching, I think, Watership Down, and when like Donnie and his girlfriend Gretchen were having like that discourse, they cut that out of the movie
Yeah,
entirely, like the original
Really?
cut, I should say. Yeah,
the original also didn't have the flashes of the time travel book.
which makes no sense because I was reading an article right before we started recording, and it said that in order to understand the movie, you have to read the pages that are shown from the book.
Yeah, well that's the thing, right? Like the original was just like so much more oh, what's the word? Like uncertain. It wasn't like you were uncertain what was actually going on in the original one because there was no like pages of the book to explain like okay, Donnie's the chosen innocent or whatever the fucking words were, and Frank is the unwilling or willing dead or whatever the fucking term was again, right? Like none of that was in the first or the non-director's cut. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, so you're just left at the end of the movie with like, okay, so nothing happened and it didn't matter. Why did I just sit through 2 hours when it could have been 20 minutes of like the sucking a fuck at the dinner table and then getting hit by a fucking jet engine and then the neighbor kid misinterpreting a wave from the grieving mother having a dart on the front lawn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, that wave wouldn't have happened because they wouldn't have had the tingling sensation that they knew each other, right?
Ooh,
Yeah, they had
a
like
tingling sensation in their anus.
Yeah.
and Boosie.
But the first question is, if you had a nightmare animal telling you what to do, what would your animal be?
That is a good question.
See, I don't know, because like, is this based like, what do I think the most evil animal is?
What would disturb you enough that you would probably do what it tells you, but not like make you shit your pants immediately upon seeing it?
Down syndrome tiger.
I was gonna say something that would definitely not be allowed on the internet. They're stronger than normal tigers. No, I don't know. I think I'd probably be like a 6-foot koala, because in certain situations koalas can be terrifying. Like if you've seen a wet koala, Christ.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are like fucked up on eucalyptus all the time
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah,
A wet
Yeah,
koala.
they get
smooth brain.
fucking angry when they're not high.
Yeah, which
Wet
is when they're
koala
sleeping.
in withdrawal is your fucking spirit animal.
Yeah, I don't even think it would have to be 6 foot. Like, give me like the regular height, what, 1.5, 2 feet, and I'd still like almost shit my pants.
I'm changing mine. Even though Down syndrome tiger is, I think that'd just be cuddly.
That's
to be
top
honest.
tier.
Yeah. A Canada goose.
Said something that wouldn't make you shit your pants. I'm getting chased around by nightmare geese. I'm not fucking listening to them either. That's a golf ball, not your egg.
Mine would be one of those fucking hairless monkeys, like the super hairless ones that you just see all the rippling muscles and whatnot.
Humans?
I ain't fucking with that thing.
Humans?
Oh yeah, like the one in Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you've seen that, but
No, I haven't seen that.
Koba.
Cobra?
Is that his
Oh.
name? Koba. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
he's like
so.
that.
I have no
he's
idea. Just search like images of like a hairless chimpanzee, and that thing will fuck you up.
I mean,
I think the ones with hair will fuck you up too. But
Yeah, they will. But
They're
the
not
the
as
hairless
scary.
ones are more intimidating.
yeah, because you can't like when they've got all their hair, you can't see the muscles. Like, but
Yeah.
now that I've seen that, I think what the picture that you're talking about, and now that I know what's underneath of the hair, it's just more terrifying because I don't know if they're
Yeah.
like more defined than that guy. Like, I don't know if this guy was skipping days at the monkey bars.
That was the obese one of the clan.
Yeah, that's the one that got kicked out for being too slow. Like, fucking Igor, the leader's just fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger in
You know,
his prime.
I'll go back. I'll go back to the Down syndrome tiger, and here's my reasoning for it.
Okay.
All right, so the reason why the bunny is not like scary, like turn around, run away scary, is he's still like fuzzy all over. He's just got that terrifying looking face. But he's still in that suit. So Down syndrome tiger face, adorable. The body, oh,
It's just
that's scary.
It's a large cat.
Yeah. So you just stick like if there's just like a Down syndrome tiger glory hole, they just put their head out. Then I'm like, okay.
I'm not sticking my dick in that hole.
Zach's down with it though.
This is kink. Actually, you know what? I'll change mine. Then, if we're going like, if it's gonna be like similar style to Donnie Darko, where it's like regular-ish body and a fucked up face, kangaroo. Because if you want to talk about jacked animals, kangaroo gets a
Yeah.
hold of you and there's no one to help you, you're fucked. You're dead.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things are like ridiculously strong, and I mean not just like kicking either. Like they'll grab a hold of you and choke you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Violent. I don't know why people. Well, I guess they didn't choose to live in Australia. They sort of just, you're a criminal. Go away.
When the world goes to hell and everyone's like,
What do you mean when?
all right, so when everyone starts rioting, looting, and then the whole and everyone starts fighting and stuff, can we get a kangaroo and give it steroids?
Theoretically, yes. Ethically,
No, there's no
Yes.
ethics because the world is ending.
oh, that's true. So where's the closest zoo?
Oh my god! We'll just have animals and broid them up.
Yeah, and then we'll put them in a pit
Oh
and
my
make them
God.
fight for entertainment, and we'll
Yeah,
charge bottle caps and cans of tuna.
and wet wipes.
Does the
Yeah,
Kilman Zoo have kangaroos or just tigers?
No, just tigers that pee on you.
it's only if you
Unlucky.
get too close or you stick your dick in the glory hole.
Yeah. The tiger hole. All right. I actually this is the first time I've ever seen this movie. I'm quite happy that the first time is the director's cut because I think
Mhm.
that it would totally change if it was the regular cut, if that's how it is, because I would walk out being like, I don't like walking out of a movie and not knowing what the fuck. Like at least there's some explanation. This one, because then I would just think that it's just all this happened and then time travel back, boom. And then I was just like, okay, so they kind of just needed a way to end the movie. So they had all this filler for him just to get murked. But at
All
least,
just a fever dream.
yeah. And then at least there's like in this one, it shows the reasons why he's going insane. Now, I don't know if it's him reading the book first and then these things start to happen. So his psychosis is just developing more and more. Or if it's the things happen, then he reads about it in the book, and then he's just making the connections like normal humans do.
So according to the actual book, like I've got the pages that they showed in the director's cut pulled up. There's actually a foreword that what's her name, Roberta Sparrow wrote when she actually wrote
Dead
the book.
grandma.
Sorry, dead grandma death. She said, I would like to thank the Sisters of St. John Chapel in Alexandria, Virginia, for their support in my decision. By the grace of God, their sister. I don't want to read these. This intent of this short book is for it to be used as a simple and direct guide in a time of great danger. I pray that this is merely a work of fiction. If it is not, then I pray for you, the reader of this book. If I am alive when the events foretold in these pages occur, then I hope that you will find me before it is too late. Roberta Ann Sparrow, October 1944. So I think, like, she wrote it in 1944, possibly with some vision maybe from the future, because, like, she is an integral part of the story at that point. So I think it's things are just happening, and then he's reading them in the book, and realizing, like, all of these things are relating to things that have happened or are happening in my life at the moment.
Okay.
And that's because he's the living receiver, so like
Yeah,
the messenger of the destruction of the future, the person who's supposed to stop the destruction of the future.
Yeah, I don't think he's crazy. I think he's troubled. Like he's just pretty much an angsty teenager that's really smart but hates everything. But I don't think he's crazy. I think it's actually like fourth dimension stuff that happens, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. What is it? I think it was chapter 10 or 12. It sort of explained it in the actual books. You know what? I'll just
Yeah,
read the chapter.
the collapse of the fourth dimension if you don't move the or return or prevent or do something with the object, the send
Yeah,
it
the
back or
artifact.
something
You're
like
supposed to
that,
send
then
the artifact back in
yeah,
the
then
universe too.
yours will collapse too. A primary universe or dimension.
Yeah, so it seems like this entire movie was a tangent universe, and Donnie Darko was the living receiver, tried to or
Mhm.
tasked to. Uh,
To save the other one by getting himself killed.
yeah, but then the artifact, wouldn't that be the fucking jet engine, which he didn't
Yeah,
return?
he did. Um, in I forget what chapter of the book it was that says that they have superpowers. They have intense strength, which was shown with him putting an axe through a bronze statue. Power of fire and water. He just drowned a school and lit a thing on fire. And telekinesis. That's when he ripped the engine from his mother's plane and threw it into the wormhole to send it to the back to the other dimension.
Okay, okay, that makes sense then. So by causing his mother and sister and possibly father, although we didn't see him on the plane at all,
His father was
die.
in New York.
Oh, okay. He actually saved their lives.
He saved the other dimension's life. His dimension was already collapsing because his was the wrong dimension that got the first piece come into it in the first place, right? And the collapse of the first one is what causes the collapse of the second one.
Yeah, so but he still like he was a part of that dimension, and so when he prevented the collapse of the universe or the creating of the black hole, he actually got sent back to the primary universe.
I don't know if it's the same one or if they're tangent, right? Like when universes are called tangent, that usually means they're running in parallel with each other. So there's copies of each thing. Uh, so I don't know if he's the same Darko, but I guess he would have to be because when he wakes up, he starts to laugh because he knows what's about to happen, right? So he would still have his memories, whereas no one else had the memories.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, there was a couple people that had not so much memories.
Yeah, they
It
had
was
intense feelings from the
yeah,
collapse of the.
it was chapter 12, Dreams. So it says when the manipulated awaken from their journey into the tangent universe, they're often haunted by the experience in their dreams. Many will not remember. Those who do remember the journey are often overcome with profound remorse for the regretful actions buried within their dreams. The only physical evidence buried within the artifact itself, all that remains from the lost world. Ancient myths tell us of a Mayan warrior killed by an arrowhead that had fallen from a cliff where there was no army, no enemy to be found. We are told of the medieval
Unlucky.
knight mysteriously impaled by a sword he had not yet built. We are told that these things occur for a reason. So I think he since he was the primary or the living receiver, he remembered everything, and that's why he was
Could
laughing,
be,
and
yeah.
everyone else just had a sort or not everyone, but
Had
certain
like
people.
deja vu kind of thing.
Yeah, because you
This has
see,
happened, hasn't it?
yeah, you see Frank Anderson, the guy that like got shot in the face / was
He's,
a demon bunny.
yeah, he
Um,
scratches his eye.
yeah, he immediately checks his eye because that's where he got shot.
He also seems super sad, almost like
Well, he
maybe
did.
he had more memory, or like the purpose of the like he was the one he drew a bunch of these things like the pictures, but he seemed more emotionally affected almost when you got to his shot, almost like he like not only he scratched his eye because he got shot there, it was almost like he realized that he killed a girl or he
Mm,
feels guilty for killing a girl.
yeah, so I think that was probably what that was. Like it was just straight up guilt. So he was checking because that's why he checked his eye. So
Yeah,
because without killing the girl, he would have never got shot in the face.
the chut
Yeah,
up
and
bitch
he
was
was the deceased helper, whatever the fuck they called that.
Manipulated dead. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was the manipulated dead too. So he was definitely like he was knowledgeable of the events before. I don't know if he's still knowledgeable of the event because everyone else was unwilling. But he was like
Yeah. So chapter 10
throughout the whole thing.
was the manipulated dead. And that one said the manipulated dead are more powerful than the living receiver. If a person dies within the tangent dimension, they are able to contact the living receiver through the fourth dimensional construct. The fourth dimensional construct is made of water. The manipulated dead will manipulate the living receiver using the fourth dimensional construct. It says see appendix A and B, but there's nothing. The manipulated dead will often set an insurance trap for the living receiver to ensure that the artifact is returned safely to the primary universe. If the insurance trap is successful, the living receiver is left with no choice but to use his fourth dimensional power to send the artifact back in time into the primary universe before the black hole collapses upon itself. So that's what, like, at the end of the movie, the black hole was above his house. So I
Mhm.
guess he used his fourth dimensional powers.
Yeah, the telekinesis to rip it off and
Yeah,
send it back.
and send it back.
Yeah, and the trap would have been running over the girlfriend to make him uh, basically piss him off, take her dead body to a cliff and do it.
Yeah, so I think that's what Frank was. It was legitimately just Frank after he got
Mm-hmm.
shot, and that's when Donnie
Yeah,
started having the visions. Because it wasn't until that night, I think, like before he had heard him, but before the night the jet engine crashed through the ceiling, he hadn't actually seen him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was definitely the same Frank.
Although he never did see, I don't think he ever saw Gretchen, other than like in real life. There was no visions or anything
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she was the trap or whatever, right? Not a manipulated dead.
Yeah. Definitely was a trap. They 100% bang without a condom, and I guarantee you she's not on birth control.
Well, that's why
She's
he
dead, so it don't matter.
killed himself with a jet engine because that sent everyone back to the past right before they'd even met, so they hadn't fucked yet.
Yeah.
So no kids for Donnie.
Oh, smart thinking, Donnie.
Yeet a jet
Kill
engine at
yourself
your
before you become a
pass.
father.
He-
Yeah, the director's cut with the little tidbits on the pages and whatnot is definitely the way to go if you watch this movie.
You are gonna have to pause it though, because I had to look up. Thankfully, there's a donniedarko.org.uk website for the movie that is explaining everything, and it has the pages written down so you can actually read them instead of having to pause the movie because they're on screen for maybe half a second to 2 seconds a piece, depending on the page.
yeah. Does it explain Grandma's rock star hair?
That is just the 80s, I think, and a fuck ton of cocaine.
Yeah. Cocaine and hairspray. Just
Yeah.
ripping lines in the fucking hallway while the teacher's walking by in a
Yeah.
Catholic school.
Yeah. Bumps for Jesus.
That gym class sucked.
Yeah,
I
the
have
gym
a
class was
fucking
about fear and
question.
love.
I have a question about that fucking school. Why did the English teacher get fired?
Too progressive of thinking.
Yeah, so I guess the story they felt it was inciting violence instead of like
It was
listening.
literally just over that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in
Oh.
the approved teaching materials. You're not talking about Jesus or bunnies, which obviously can't talk and therefore aren't real. We don't want to hear about it. They were talking about actual things like the Joker burning a mattress full of money.
Unlucky.
Yeah. And probably because I think in the like PTA emergency meeting that the spaz gym teacher or whatever brought it up in the book that in that story it also showed like them flooding a school or flooding something and then they set something on fire.
The old man's house,
Yeah. Foreshadowing the
Yeah.
dude setting the thing on fire and also hitting the water main. And another thing, like, did water shut off valves just never exist in
It
the
was in the
80s or
basement.
what?
It's in the basement under all the water.
just
Probably.
shit's
Most water mains in buildings like that are in the basement.
just pissing water everywhere, and this guy's just like, yeah, it just keeps flooding.
I don't know, boss. He didn't get paid enough to do that.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to point out that I called Jim Cunningham being a fucking pedophile early on.
Oh yeah.
It was-
almost all fucking motivational speakers are sketchy.
That's true, but it was in I think the second part of like the videotape series during gym, quote unquote, gym class. He legitimately grabs that little kid's ass.
Yeah.
He hugs him, grabs his ass, and then stops. And I was like, no, he's a pedophile. And then
Oh.
Donnie burned his house down, and then he found the fucking sex dungeon or whatever the fuck they called it.
Child porn dungeon.
Yeah. Why is it?
During those like during those little like fucking motivational speeches, I wasn't watching, so I did not see that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Every time one of those come on, I just go back to playing whatever game I was playing. Just da, 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 da.
Yeah, that dude grabbed a handful of ass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that kid, I didn't even see his reaction. I think he was just happy because he wasn't fearful. He wasn't scared of the ass grabbing.
Yeah, well, because according to this guy, there's only two things: fear and love. So
Yeah.
that's probably how he got it in the kid's mind. Because the kid said he wasn't afraid anymore, so he definitely got fucked.
Yeah, I didn't.
That triggered Donnie real hard.
Yeah,
And that's why he wanted to learn how to fight, so he can fight the pedophile.
yeah,
That's why he got so mad when Donnie told him, like, take a karate class, and just next time someone messes with you, kick him in the nuts.
yeah.
'Cause he needs those to
Fuck
make
kids.
child sex.
I think that I clued in that it was definitely like I thought it was like a prep school or a private school. I didn't realize that it was a super religious school until they had like the thing where it's like the choice between fear and love, and it's this spectrum. It's the two extremes, and I was just like, okay, obviously like heaven and hell is the message they're going for here. But that lady, holy, and
Yeah, that lady was obnoxious.
and the blind just following, like, I gotta set up the defense fund. This is clearly a conspiracy theory. Does it remind you of anything that's happening in the world today?
So many fucking things.
He's definitely still president.
I like how she's like, I don't know. I don't think you're committed to sparkle fuck bunnies or whatever the fuck it was called. And meanwhile, she's going off to run a defense fund for some stranger she doesn't even know.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
famous. He wrote a book.
Oh,
Actually, I had 2 books technically.
Yeah,
and
2
she was
books.
holding the first book in her
All
hands
the
in, like, first
time.
scene.
Yeah.
yeah.
Does she like? Why is that her first reaction? Like, he's famous. He can't be a pedophile. Like, when you say like child sex dungeon, that doesn't happen overnight. Someone can't just plant that in your house. That
Yeah.
takes that's dedication.
Yeah, I think it's just that blind following, like when you get it's that almost cult mentality, like this is our like he can do no wrong type deal. So he's just like I have to save him. He saved me. I must save him. And you're just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Also, the mom is such a bad character, like such a
Which
like a
mom?
pushover, or I don't know if it's just like the timeline. It's just the '80s where the mom was just like, but just the fact that the lady was like, oh, I can see, I thought you would support the sparkle dancers way more, and then all of a sudden she was on the plane. She's like, you know what, you're right. I would have been like, the child sex dungeon. You're defending? Oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, no.
You're
Well, that's
defending a fucking pedophile. My kid's not on your dance team anymore.
Yeah,
yeah, no. That was more of like a that's mom speak for like why you such a shitty mom. Like, I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
thought you were more invested in your child. It was like, well, you know what? You let your child hang out with a fucking pedo, and my child's on the same dance team. So like, how long was it gonna be before all
Yeah.
them kids were getting touched?
But even the teacher suggested it to the mom early on when Donnie first got yoinked into the principal's office for telling the teacher to shove her things up her ass or what. I don't know. I can't remember how she said. She said it way funnier than I did, but
Shove
something about
learning material at my bottom.
yeah.
I didn't say that.
But and she insinuated that like, oh, clearly like you're not obviously you're not a good mom. Like if your kid's doing this. Meanwhile, the dad was my
Laughing
favorite
in the
character.
back.
Yeah. As soon as it came out of her mouth, her dad
Choke back a laugh. I thought the dad was pretty well done because he was like fairly absent, but then when he actually like Donnie sat down, he's like, I'm crazy. Dad's just like, me too, dude. I was
Yeah.
crazy once. You know what he tell them? Anyone that disagrees with you, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. Getting drunk with dad in the backyard in the 80s.
Yeah. Like that's definitely a morning, and that dude was just pounding back a bourbon.
Hell yeah. That's how you do it in the 80s. You pound back a couple bourbons, you go to the office, you have a whiskey with the boys, a couple darts, tell the secretary to make a sandwich.
Fuck off.
Man, the '80s sound great.
This is awesome. You can get clean cocaine back then. Now it's cut with all sorts of different shit.
Yeah. No more clean schneef.
Do it in the fucking school hallways.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the awkward interaction between Gretchen and the two like snooter bullies, Seth Rogen and
Oh, when they were like
Discount
gonna
Biker
rape her.
Boy. Yeah, like the one guy's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then Seth Rogen's like, "I like your tits."
What a line.
Like, that's a horrible pickup line. And then the fucking bully that was doing snooters with the shitty beard, just like from 4 feet away, tried to like check Donnie.
Yeah.
Like, what is that gonna do? Like, what's up, bitch? Like, I can't. It doesn't work from all the way over there. Like, I know your neck is hella long,
Yeah.
but you still don't fucking reach.
Why were they in that lady's fucking basement?
They were robbing her because she supposedly had a bunch of jewels and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
totally
was
forgot
so
about that
confused. I
part.
was like, why? They're just there, and then I was like, did they just get added in because there's more screen time in their contract they needed to fulfill, or what?
Also, they were part of the manipulated living, which their job was to like get Donnie to the certain place. So
Okay.
without them being there and like threatening to kill them / throwing the girl into the driveway, which I don't know why she didn't get the fuck up instantly.
Yeah.
Knocked the wind out of her.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Oh,
And
Like I
then-
did to Justin that day
yeah.
here.
And then she just got fucking mucked by a firebird.
Yeah, a firebird
Yeah.
that wanted to avoid the grandma, and then just somehow turned away from grandma, and then went back into the middle of the road, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm going over this chick.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're focused on like not hitting grandma, you're probably Swerve, look back. What are you fucking doing?
The-
Oh shit, there's a child in the road.
The graphics on it, so you could tell that when they ran it over, that was a stuffed figure.
Oh yeah,
for
it was
sure.
terrible.
Some like 80s movie or something like that. Yeah.
It was impressive.
Also, after Donnie's house got hit by the jet engine the first time when he was taking a nap on the golf course with Frank, that was the worst cop. He's like, okay, I need to keep this crowd
You
away,
can't
and
go
then
in
some
there.
fucking dude not wearing socks and just in pajamas rolls up. He's like, "This is my house." He's like, "No, you can't come in." He's like pushing him. "This is my house."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah. I thought that as well, definitely.
That's the end of the movie in the Donnie extra Darko cut.
It's a 20-minute movie. Just gets capped by the cop.
I don't know what it like. Every movie, I don't know if it's actually done like very well or if it's just me. Just it sends me back to my high school days and stuff like that. But any awkward interaction between like a dude and a chick just instantly makes me cringe, and I'm just like, ugh. And I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's
because it reminds you. It's nostalgic of all the times you were awkward with girls.
That I don't like this memory. Go back. Bring the bunny back in.
Back in the vault. Push it down.
Yeah.
Bunny back.
I don't understand the significance of "Shut Up, Girl." Like,
Yeah.
she was always around Donnie. You found out near the end of the movie when Donnie stole her fucking earmuffs that she had a crush on him. But other than that, she had no purpose in the movie except just being there and saying, "Shut up,"
and then being told that first up. Wow, this movie would not be made today with that.
Oh God, no.
Go back to China, and I hope you get molested.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking brutal. And then when Drew Barrymore's got fired, she went out to the football field to scream "fuck," and then she turned around and "Shut Up, Girl" was just there.
Yeah.
Why did they put that in the movie? Like, what is the...
I mean, he did it a whole bunch of times when he was talking to the science teacher about like wormholes and whatnot. She was just like listening from the hallway and shit like that. She was in a whole bunch of scenes for like a second and a half, and you're just like, what is your significance?
Yeah, like, I get the science scene. Like, I guess it's somewhat explained near the end when they find out that she's got a crush on him. So she might have just been like stalking him, trying to find out like, what's he talking to him about? Maybe I can learn about it and talk to him about it. But all she says is "shut up" and then reads a card. Those are her like only lines.
Yeah.
Even when he like grabs her fucking earmuffs and is just like, "Things are going to get better for you one day, I promise you," and she's just like, "Shut up!" and then fucking books it down the hall.
Yeah,
Why'd she drop all her
no
shit too?
No idea what that character was for.
Diversity pick.
Yeah, there was no black people in the movie, so I had to have someone.
Yeah, the janitor was black.
Oh, that's true. But
Oh,
in the word, you don't put him in that role. Come on.
It was the 80s. What do you expect? Actually, I don't know when the movie was made. 2001. So that's pretty bad. I swear it's getting better.
Well, they're head janitors.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't.
Thank God.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read one of my notes here. It says, "Back when schools had funding, she is fucking that book by holding like a Shart Star." I think there was a lot of autocorrect in that.
Because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. Okay. No. So when Drew Barrymore was first holding the book that got banned,
yeah.
I hated the way she was fucking holding it. She took the cover, bent it around the back, and held it with one hand like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're ruining your fucking book. And that was what made me think it was when schools actually had funding and teachers didn't have to buy stuff themselves, because someone who had paid for that themselves definitely would not have been fucking ruining the goddamn book.
Yeah. That Drew Barrymore's teacher character was very, like, suggestive in scenes, it almost seemed.
I think it was just her. Like, she's trying to... I don't know. She always seemed pouty all the time.
I don't really understand why they they put so much focus on her. Like, did
She was an
she?
executive producer that basically made the movie happen with her money. That's actually true.
Okay, 'cause, like, other than that, like, did her character like actually add anything to the movie? Like,
Um, I guess, well, like she was Donnie's favorite teacher because I think she was the least religious one in the school. Like even the science teacher was like, "I'm not talking about you contradicting God with time travel because that would get me fired." And so he's like, I legit just says I can't talk about this anymore. Where she's like, "I'm gonna teach what I want to teach until I get fired," which eventually does happen
Yeah.
because she read the wrong book and then she read a book, or it was about rabbits. That actually, I think that movie was fairly similar to the message of what Donnie was going through. Like the movie
yeah,
is about a
yeah,
prophet
it's a
seeing.
parallel.
I don't know. I've never seen Watership Down. All I know is that people get
Neither.
sad watching the movie. But I'm with Donnie. They're fucking rabbits. Who cares?
Yeah.
I didn't like how she was so overt with like trying to get students to hook up.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
Gretchen first day in the class, she's like, "Where should I sit?" And she's like, "Sit beside the boy who you think is the cutest." And then all the boys turn around like, "Yeah, bitch, choose me."
Yeah.
And then Donnie just afterwards like, "Fucking sit down."
Yeah.
Turns around like, "Come on, bitch," and then kicks the girl, Joni, out of her seat. Like, Joni, fuck off. They're smashing for sure.
I've read the script.
Although I guess I don't know. I read I think it was on Reddit a while ago. Like teachers, what is some of the things that you do that no one knows about? And a lot of teachers apparently will put students who they think like have crushes on each other. Like they'll sit them near each other in the seating plan,
Really?
which I think is kind of pedophilic. Like I want to make sure these kids fuck. I want to make them sit together and make it awkward.
Yeah.
So
And
make
why
it
did
so
all
that
my
they
teachers
pay-
put me beside boys?
guarantee that they learn less because they'll pay less attention to? Good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it's more about standardized tests, right? Like just memorize the answers to the test and you're fine. We'll get a little bit more money.
Unless they pay attention more, because then they're just like, oh fuck. But maybe that would be just me, just because I didn't talk to
Just you.
girls.
Rocking chubs.
Please don't. Please don't.
Don't
Yeah.
look at me. Don't look at me.
Flexing
Don't
my
look at me.
calves.
I came.
Flexing my calves so all the blood goes down there, not my wiener. It's a real trick. If you ever get a
Lucky.
boner you want to get rid of, flex a muscle.
I think we all know that your dick isn't big enough to show through your pants. You
It's
have a
when I
boner?
take
I
it
don't
out.
know. When I take. That's why he hates the winter. He's got to get 2 inches of dick through 4 inches of pants.
No, I don't want to wear my snowsuit. Oh man. Other than that, yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Definitely was done so that it explained a lot. I brought this up to Jordan before, but I feel like it fell into, I don't know what it is with certain movies, but it doesn't have like a nice flow. Like the scenes almost don't flow together. It's almost like they shot the scene, cut it, put it in this part of the movie, shoot another scene, cut it, put it in this part of the movie. There's no real relationship to them. Which
Unless it's like super jarring, I never noticed that kind of stuff.
yeah, I literally just started to like I noticed it a lot in this movie where there wasn't a crazy amount of flow, almost like the storytelling like not the storytelling was not there, but and I've noticed it a lot when I look back. I noticed it a lot in the movies that we have watched that are older. It's very much like that. Like everything is like the scenes are just there. They're cut and they're like, this is the order I want it in. Boom, boom, boom. Not like any togetherness.
Could just be how storytelling's evolved over time too, right?
Yeah, well, that and the sheer advancement of technology. Like before, they were literally like cutting strips of film and taping them together.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, we have like 17 different hard drives with 14 different versions of the movie because we can do that now. I didn't like one of the parts I thought was very funny was when Gretchen, like right after she almost got raped by those two guys and Donnie was walking her home, She's like, yeah, my dad has emotional problems, and Donnie's like, fucking hyped. He's like, yo, I have those. What does your dad have? What is like? Thinking she's gonna be like, yeah, he's sad all the time, or he's like has anxiety. He's like, oh no, he stabbed my mom in the chest 4 times. That's not an emotional problem. That's a psychological issue. But then Donnie's just like, yeah, I burned a house down and got suspended for like a year. Like that's also not an emotional problem, and you should not be giving that guy gazebos instead of real pills.
Yeah, that that is that's a criminal problem. That's
that's fucking jail time. And then her mom got murked in the universe. She's gonna have to go through that again. I'm assuming like when Donnie was having the party at his house, she came up all sad. She's like, my mom's gone, and she said that there was no note left. Her house was thrashed. So I'm assuming stepdad came back and finished her off with a 5th stabbing.
Yeah, that 5th one always gets you.
Just aim for the face. You're not coming back from that. Chest, there's a lot of like you got bones and shit there. But you stab someone in the eye, I
don't know if that'll go over well in prison though. Like, hey, what are you in here for? Yo, I stabbed my girl in the face. Like that doesn't really have it. Like if I shoot you in the face, I shot her in the face. Like that's got a nice flow to it, you know.
But stabbing is more personal, right? Like because you have to be close. Shooting, I could be across.
So that's why you get it like in the gut or the chest. You're just like, ugh. Not like, I don't know. I don't see that guy being cool in prison.
That's more. Well, obviously now he'd get his fucking ass kicked nowadays. Back in the 80s, everyone was just like, whatever, we're gonna do cocaine about it. Like, you stabbed your wife. Let's do prison cocaine. Nowadays, you can't even fucking have hooch that you made in your toilet. You get that taken away.
What are you gonna do cocaine about it?
I think I got that from a meme. It's like doctors today are so whack. I go to the doctor and I have to pay $600 just for them to tell me I have a cold. Back in the Middle Ages, it was like, yeah, you got ghosts in your blood. Better do cocaine about it.
Okay, you put that shit in everything.
They used to.
And heroin.
Coca.
It's the best way to get people to buy your product. If they're addicted to it, there's no fucking way they're not going to do everything in their power to buy it. What'd you do for a Coke? Well, that guy, and that guy in the red tracksuit.
That guy was weird. The random guy.
I don't know the significance other than like Gretchen didn't want to kiss in front of him, but after having your mom getting stabbed 4 times in class, that's the perfect time. Not in front of the fat dude in the fucking dripping in the tracksuit.
Yeah.
I want to do it in front of everyone at school after 2 bullies just brought up my mom getting stabbed 4 times in the chest.
Yeah. That guy read too many times though.
There was too many reads, and read a book. Read the fucking the report that the police did.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, since Jeff watched both cuts, you definitely say that the director's cut the way to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hundo P.
That's a lot of P.
Uh-huh.
1 hundo P to be exact. What was I gonna do? I wanted to talk about the fucking poem that Donnie wrote, but I want to pull it up to see if I can read the whole thing.
Yeah, that was
because he was talking about Frank in the poem. Oh shit!
Good poem.
Is this it? A storm is coming, Frank says, a storm that will swallow the children, and I will deliver them from the kingdom of pain. I will deliver the children back to their doorsteps, send the monsters back to the underground. I'll send them back to a place where no one can see them except for me, because I am Donnie Darko. So I guess that was him literally just saying like that he's the living receiver.
Yeah.
All the kids, or I guess it wasn't just kids that were the manipulated living. There was adults, wasn't there? Yeah, because his family.
Yeah, his family. His teacher.
I feel like the mom's reaction at the end, I don't know if she was just in shock, but she seemed eerily calm. Like the dad was like fake crying like a boss. Like,
well, that's his only son, right? Now
yeah.
He's like, I'm surrounded by fucking women.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the amount of tampons that are gonna be in that?
And the
house?
mom was just having like a shaky dart.
That's the
Well,
calming effect
movie
of
you
cigarettes.
you get like the sense that she borderline fucking hates Donnie, right?
Yeah, we did call her a bitch.
Which, thinking back now to the theatrical or the director's cut ending, that was the last thing he said to his mom. Like, yeah, you're a bitch, and then he got hit by a jet engine.
Yeah. Unlucky.
He laughed about it too. Like, he could have like 100% be like, "Mom, I'm sorry," and then get mucked. But
No.
I don't know if
just
she would have heard
chuckled.
it.
So she heard no, she didn't hear him laughing because she was in bed.
Yeah, she
when
was
Jen-
asleep because it was
yeah.
like midnight,
And
that
the dad just like who fucking just gets up, goes to watch, like puts on a pre-recorded debate, and then I guess he just got hammered and fell asleep in the chair at midnight.
maybe. It might have been just like he didn't want to watch it because his daughter was voting for the guy that he didn't want, and also his wife didn't want for the presidency.
Yeah, that's a great start to the movie, though. The guy's love of weird, like not full slow mo, but just like slightly slower throughout the movie was an interesting choice by the director.
Maybe
I
that was
didn't
just
even
in that
notice.
time. When did the Matrix? The Matrix came out like the year before, didn't
Yeah.
it? So they were like, "Well, fuck, they did it well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just throw in slow mo randomly."
Yeah.
Like, there was no significance of the slow mo and the trampoline other than them almost missing the double bounce that was going to happen.
Yeah, and the rolled ankle that for sure was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. Either that or the youngest daughter Sam was going to get launched onto the roof.
Yeah,
Like, I just fixed the fucking thing. God damn.
but the that what the fuck's it called? Yeah, the whole dinner exchange that was just great. Telling someone to go.
Fuck, how do you suck a fuck? You want to know how to suck a fuck?
Yeah, I was like, is this actually gonna happen? And the parents, again, eerily calm throughout that whole exchange. Were just like, hey, come on, don't talk like that, come on. And then the little girl, what did she ask?
How do you suck a fuck?
Yeah,
Or
No,
something
it
like
was,
that. Oh, what's a fuck ass?
yeah,
fuck.
And Dad just laughed. Dad had
Yeah.
no part of the argument. He was just like covering his ears. Like, I don't want to hear
Yeah.
my kids say this. But when my youngest says, "What's a fuck ass?" That
Yeah.
shit's hilarious.
and the mom's just getting fucking hammered on the end.
Yeah. And what else do you do, really? Well, I can't control these kids.
Yeah,
One's going to Harvard and is voting for Reagan.
Unlucky.
Oh, I just realized, like the song at the end, "Mad World" by Gary Jules, literally says
Around
the
me,
dreams in which
oh,
I'm dying are the best I've ever had, and that's what just happened to Donnie.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, maybe not a dream, but he just woke up and he's like, "Yeah, it was a good dream. I'm just gonna lay here and die now."
Yep. Happy birthday. What was the other movie that song was in at the end?
Oh, I think there's been a lot of movies.
There's probably a few, but I can't think of what it was now.
I know it was like the
It's a
Gears
decent song,
3
though.
trailer as well.
What? 3?
Gears 3, Gears of War.
There's Gears of War movies?
No, it was the video game trailer.
Oh,
Music department. Oh, IMDb doesn't tell me the special thanks.
who the fuck gets thanked for this?
Kevin Smith, apparently.
Hell yeah. I kind of want to watch the second one now to see what the fuck it's even about since Donnie's dead. I heard it's about the sister, but
Yeah,
I
Samantha,
don't-
I believe, is the youngest one.
oh, the little one? Okay,
Yeah,
I wonder what.
it's when they're older.
I might watch it. And they're remaking it. Not remaking, but they're making another sequel to Donnie Darko right now, but it's not the same as the one they already made.
Yeah, it popped up on here and I can't fucking find it.
Darko is a 2009 American science fiction thriller film directed by Chris Fisher and starring. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. Plot. In Donnie Darko, the main character of the same name is a young man troubled by hallucinations of Doomsday, who ends up being killed by a mysterious falling jet engine. Darko is set 7 years after Donnie's death. His sister Samantha Darko is beset by sleepwalking, hallucinations, and apparent time travel as she tries to unravel a small town's mystery. So I think it's
so it's
her
like
and someone else that are like driving to California, and their car breaks down in the small town, and then that's when the shit starts happening.
so it's basically a very similar plot line, just with a different person.
Yeah, I think it's just like a continuation.
Yeah.
She
I might watch it one day. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies, but maybe I'll throw it on.
it looks like they use the same actor as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or actress. Sorry. Don't fucking string me up, SJWs.
Kill him. How
Soundtrack.
do you know she's not agender now?
Agender?
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
don't know the fucking
What was
terms
that
for not.
gender joke you said earlier? Oh,
I don't know.
you're like there's men, there's women.
Oh, I don't want to say that. There's men, there's women, and then you're wrong. And that's not me saying that the trans people do exist, but they are men and women.
What was the?
Sexual.
Gender fluid can go fuck themselves. Pick one. I don't care.
Was it in this movie or was it something else? What did I just? I read the. I didn't read it. Wasn't this movie where he said
You
the
don't read.
scariest thing was living without a penis?
Yeah, that was this one.
What?
Okay.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah. He was talking about Smurfs though. Said, "What's the point in living if you don't have a penis or
Yeah.
something like that?"
Oh yeah, because I mean, realistically, without a penis, you can't have post nut clarity, and I need that to get through my day.
It's true. It helps. This just tells me about the song. It doesn't tell me about where this fucking like Mad World. I'm trying to think about Mad World.
I think maybe it was the Crazies.
That was a
Might have
good
been in that movie.
It's been covered by various artists. I don't care about that. Pixar's Inside Out. No, I don't think that's true.
I have no idea. Never seen it.
It's a cartoon, animated film.
Yeah, I know what it is. I've just never watched it
Well, why not, Jeff?
because I don't watch a lot of movies. I watch one a week, and that's about it.
This isn't. You tell me, like Google, you're actually failing me. This is weird.
Yeah, that's it. The Crazies trailer song was Mad World. I nailed it.
Crazies was a great movie.
I thought it was the trailer was better than the movie, but I also haven't watched it in a while. So I think I saw that one in theaters.
That
That's
should
pretty
be-
rare for you to go to
Yeah.
the theaters to see a movie.
No, like
Were you
I went
dragged there by
with
someone.
my sister.
Oh, okay.
I before COVID and all that, I used to go to the movie 4 to 6 times a year with Justin. I think.
Was it ever your idea though? Like,
No.
hey, I want to go see this movie. It was always Justin. Like, hey, we should go see a movie.
Outside of like John Wick, no, it was never my idea.
That should be a category that we do. Movies
John Wick?
that no.
Movies
Movies
Jeff's
where the
actually wants to
trailer. Yeah, movies that Jeff.
There's 4 of them. Actually, 3. John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
No, John Wick 2 wasn't that great.
Okay, there's 2 movies.
No, where movies where the trailer was better than the movie.
That's a lot of movies.
Pretty much all comedy movies because they put all the good jokes in the trailer.
Yeah, I fucking hate when they do that. Like, movie producers, if you're watching this, fucking stop
Fuck
giving
off.
everything away in the trailer. I don't want to watch a 3-minute trailer and you call it a teaser trailer where you give away every single plot point, and then I go in the movie and be like, okay, well now I know that these are the established characters, and this one's dead, that one's dead, this one's the hero because I saw it in the fucking trailer. Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Leave a little mystery. Like, use a whole bunch of actors that aren't even in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
That would be great. Like, I don't even know what I'm watching right now. This is awesome.
I feel
Like a woman. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, tuck it in. No.
Tape it.
Horror movies are really bad for having all the like good parts in the trailer and then the rest of the movie being awful.
Yeah, I find even though like I'm a huge Marvel fanboy, but I find the Marvel trailers are actually done very well. Like they actually use things that they might be like the cuts from the movie to make up the trailer. So the things that are in the trailers aren't always what happened in the movie, or they'll cut things out, even of specific scenes, not to give away certain things. So then there's always that shock. That and even though so far we've shit on Christopher Nolan quite a bit, his trailers usually leave you going, "What the fuck is this movie even about?"
That's how I think trailers should be. Like,
Yeah,
give me a
I
tiny
don't know
little
about
taste.
that. There's a lot of the time if I see a movie and I don't know the basic premise of it, it's just like a bunch of blah blah blah. I have no interest in it. But if like you get like okay, this is a time travel movie, it doesn't show how or why or what kind of thing. I'm good with that. It's just like I agree with you. They definitely shouldn't give away too much, but I don't want to. I'm not going to go to the theaters or rent a movie or something that I have no idea what it's about.
yeah. Well, that's what. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. It's not just like I have no clue what it's about, but it's enough to get you hooked like on something. So in like the trailer for Interstellar, I think, um, which ends up like Matthew McConaughey plays this pilot, and the world's going to shit, and they're trying to find new worlds to go to. It shows him leaving, and he leaves his kids, and then the one kid, his daughter runs out, and you see him, and then Michael Caine's holding. Oh no,
Michael Caine. It was
John Lithgow.
I don't know who that is. It was a guy from Third Rock from the Sun. That's
Yeah,
all I know.
John Lithgow. Holds him, and then Matthew McConaughey's character is crying as he's driving away because he knows he's going to be gone for a while. And then later on, it shows the girl, but the girl's all grown up, and Matthew McConaughey's character is still the same age. So it's enough
Yeah,
that like it gets you hooked. You're like, well, what the fuck is going on here? And then the odd like bits of action if you're into action stuff. You're just like, holy Christ! Like there's a giant wave on this planet, and they're gonna die, and then they don't die, and you're like, okay. But certain stuff like that, where otherwise you get like trailers like for Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and you're just like, you'll go see it because they're good, like they're both entertaining actors, but most of the funny parts are in the trailers, where especially when he's in that basket or whatever, the mail basket, and he's like, it'll be totally awesome and super cool. You want to do it? No, I don't want to do it. Okay, let's do it. But yeah, I didn't watch the trailer for Donnie Darko. I guess I should have watched the trailer. I think
I don't know the last time I've seen a movie trailer.
I watched it a
Yeah,
lot.
I somehow I like when I was younger, I used to like see them all the time, and now it's just I never on my YouTube recommendations. Now it's like fucking airsoft videos, Tim the Tatman, Call of Duty, the Russian Badger, and for some reason the past fucking 2 weeks, music videos. I have not watched a music video on YouTube in years, and now they're like, "Hey, remember that time when you used to listen to country music when you were 6, before YouTube was a thing? We got some recommendations for you." And then I have to spend 12 hours fucking holding the button and saying, "No, thank you, not interested."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love movie trailers, but I just love the whole movie culture. Just anything that comes out, or it's gonna be, it seems like it'd be a neat concept, even if it turns out to be a real shit movie. Like I downloaded, I still haven't watched it yet, but that the Russian superhero movie, I think it's called Guardians. The trailer for that looked unreal, and I have a feeling the movie's gonna suck. And I also have a very, very good feeling that it's not gonna have subtitles, so I'm gonna have to learn Russian.
I'm lucky.
It is.
I just
All I know is vodka.
That's pronounced
Oh.
vodka.
Vodka.
Vodka, comrade. That's
Alright.
it. Pershol means I think for sure.
Oh, I do know. I got two other words.
Suka Bliet.
No. Hail Putin.
Putin.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
don't think they use hail. I
No.
think that's more German.
Worship. Putin.
Or yeah.
Whatever the Russian word for "oh my god, it's Putin" is. We went way off track. Jeff, let me get a rating from you with a number between 1 and 10 rail cars.
I would watch it again, so it's at least a 5. There was very few parts where I'm like, there was very few times at all, if at all, that I wanted or I looked to see how much time was left in the movie. So that's good. There was a couple sketchy characters and whatnot. Like I still think the English teacher was like a weird character. The Asian character just didn't seem to have a point. So it's definitely not a perfect movie by any stretch. But I did like its like, I know it's because it's 2001. It's non-politically correctness kind of thing. The go back to China, the fucking I hope you get molested, because that's shit that actually happens, right? Just not putting it in movies means it doesn't happen anywhere, right?
Yeah, the only
So I did
difference
like that.
nowadays it would be I hope you get molested and then kid starts Fortnite dancing.
Yeah.
So overall, I'd probably give this movie like a 7.5, probably.
All right, Zach, give me a number.
I say I want to go with an 8. It was a good movie. It kept me entertained throughout the whole bunch. I definitely had like some issues with some characters and stuff like that, but I find that with any movie, it had that nostalgia with the awkwardness and stuff like that, which was nice. Even though I gotta get some more locks and push it down a little bit more.
Got a couple beers, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Or worse.
Just drink it till you can't remember that
Yeah.
it didn't happen. That's fine.
Just like the dad.
I think I'm also gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it did keep me entertained. There was quite a few characters I did have issues with. The Chudit girl was the biggest one. Like she could have been cut from the movie, and it wouldn't have made a difference at all.
Yeah.
The gym teacher, I do understand why she was there because she's like the stereotypical, like I can do no wrong, follow God, my daughter's perfect, etc., etc.
I hate that bitch.
Yeah, like she was in the movie to be hated, I think.
Yeah. She was the villain.
Yeah, oh, for sure, definitely. But yeah, I thought it was very well done. So 7.5 seems appropriate.
Yeah. All right. Hey Justin, what do you think? Oh, my head hurts. Okay, thanks.
Sounded just like him.
Yeah.
Uncanny
No,
how you
I
gotta
pulled
do
it
that
off. I
properly.
pulled my hair back so I look bald too.
You got to do it properly. Like, hey Justin, what do you think of the movie? So in total, with our 3 ratings and 1 pending, which probably won't happen because I don't even know if you watched the movie, we got a 7.6666666666666666666.
That's a good rating.
repeating, of course.
Oh, of course. And then we Leroy Jenkins into the boss fight.
Leroy Jenkins.
That boss can suck a fuck.
How do you exactly suck a fuck, Zach? No, you get fucking. It's a 3-way. That's what it is.
Zach, you don't know WoW lore. That wasn't even a boss. That was a room going before a boss.
I knew that.
So
I've
I
been
know
in that
WoW lore
instance.
because they put that in the movie, and the movie is 100% canon.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you like it, follow it, tweet at us. We got to determine the next film.
And I'm gonna invite anyone that's listening, if you made it this far, fucking thank you and congratulations. And as soon as we figure out the next movie, we're gonna tell you it'll be
Cloud Atlas.
And we're going to watch the extended cut because Justin is a masochist and also hates us. So if you want to watch the movie and then do a review in your own home, you can do that. Don't send it to us. I probably won't listen to it. I'm not going to lie.
Any final words from El Jefe?
God.
Good. That's a good solid word. Solid. right to the point.
Succinct.
Su-
Yeah, I know big words.
Yeah.
You cunt.
Indubitably.
You're not British. Never let me hear you say that again.
I concur.
I'm gonna spit in your shoes.
Like deep in them. Right in the pits.
Right in the Donnie Darko parts.
Oh, not the Donnie Darkos.
Until next time, don't shit your pants.
Fuck, I already failed.
I almost did.